Konnichiwa! Bossy desu! So I was watching someone's YouTube video and they were talking about upcoming anime, and I learned that the Irregular at Magic High School actually had a movie come out this past June. Unfortunately, I was too late to actually attempt to see it because I think they may have had 1 or 2 showings in the United States. So I was a bit bummed about that because the Irregular at Magic High School is an anime that I really like. It's one that I leave on my queue because I'm really hoping that they come out with a new season. It hasn't happened yet, but I will keep hope alive. So instead, I figured why not go ahead and rewatch the first episode again because it's been a long time since I've seen the first episode. So the Irregular Magic High School is actually, I think it's a really well done high school anime that has a magical twist to it. So went back to the first episode to try to pull out some vocabulary that we could use for the Japanese lesson this month. So to begin, the English title is The Irregular Magic High School, but the Japanese title is Mahoka Koko no Rettose. So Maho is magic. If you watch any fantasy type anime, you may be familiar with this word because Maho, the magical elements and stuff, are used a lot in fantasy anime. Koko I've gone over before. Koko is high school, and No is I've also done before is a possession marking particle. But Rettose is a new one for me. Rettose is a poor student or like an underachieving type. But as you can see in the English title, they just called him an irregular. So he's at magical high school, as I said, for that you have to be very skilled to even get into. Because in this futuristic time period, magic is something that they use as the basis of like all their technology, and it's also the basis of their weaponry. So if you get into a war, the country that has the better magicians is the country that's going to win. So even to get into this high school, you have to have a certain skill level. However, as we can see even from the very first episode, they are still split based on a hierarchy of skills. So the more skilled students are called the blooms, and the less skilled students are called the weeds. Which leads to the next word, which is sabetsu, and sabetsu means discrimination. So there is definitely a lot of discrimination that occurs at the school, particularly against the weeds. Personally, I think even calling them weeds is kind of rude, but it's just me. But yeah, so there's discrimination against the weeds, and even in the first episode, you can see the conflict that occurs between blooms and weeds. It starts very early. So yeah, sabetsu, discrimination. But that leads to the next vocabulary that we're going to look at is actually a phrase. And it's a phrase that the main character says because the main character is a weed and his little sister was complaining and upset because she thought that he should be a bloom because she's also a bloom and she understands his skill level and stuff. So the next one is shikataganai. And shikataganai means it can't be helped or there's nothing that can be done about it. And there's another phrase that I also hear in other anime, and that's shogunai. And shogunai means the same thing. So shikataganai, shogunai, it can't be helped. There's nothing that can be done about it. In my own personal life, I just say it is what it is. Sometimes you just have to let some stuff roll off your back. But like I said, there's this discrimination that occurs. There's this separation between the blooms and the weeds, even though you've got to be very skilled to even get into this high school. However, as with any good anime, there are layers to the main character. And from the very first episode, we learned that the main character is trying to make sure that he doesn't get very close to his peers because he doesn't want them to find out his himitsu, his secret, himitsu, secret. And then this may be a little bit of a spoiler alert. He's actually very powerful. The main character is really powerful, even though he's a weed. And unlike most of the students, he's also had to fend for himself in actual war scenarios. So he has experience that a lot of them do not have. For the life of me, I told you it's been a while since I watched this anime. For the life of me, do not recall why he keeps his power level a secret, a himitsu. I still don't understand why that was occurring. So I may have to end up watching the series again. But, and I still, yeah, I may have to watch the series again. But, anyway, so on to the last word. The last word is Oni-san. Oni-san is an older brother. And if I have any fault with this anime, it is the recurring theme situation that the little sister is like romantically in love with her older brother. I have an older brother and I love him a lot. I love him a lot. My older brother is amazing. But I have to draw the line at romantic love between siblings. I know it's something that gets done in anime, but it's something that disturbs me and I really don't like it. But despite that fact, if you can overlook that, which I was able to overlook that, it was still disturbing. It's a very, very good anime. So I definitely suggest that you watch it if you haven't seen it. But to recap, the words that we learned this month using the first episode of the Irregular Magic High School, or Maho ka Koko no Retose, are Maho, meaning magic, Retose, meaning poor student or an underachiever, Sabetsu, meaning discrimination, Shikata ga nai, a phrase meaning it can't be helped or there's nothing that can be done about it, Himitsu, meaning secret, and Oni-san, meaning older brother. So yeah, I really hope that one day I'll be able to see the movie. So if you were able to see the movie, definitely leave me comments, let me know how the movie was. I think I may have to break down and just read the manga though, because I'm starting to slowly lose hope that they're ever going to come out with a new series for the a new season for the anime. So, shikattaganai, I guess. Anyways, happy Nihongo learning and thanks for watching.
春休みを利用して休暇で南立島を訪れた俺たちはそこで一人の少女と出会う。
助けてほしいです。
そして。